G'day guys, welcome to the Sunday Beginner Series, where each and every Sunday I bring you topics and cover all the basics for beginners to help you build a great foundation into this awesome sport known as Locksport, which is lock picking. So by request, I'm going to show you how to make a shotgun. So a shotgun is a awesome little tool, especially for schlag keyways, like the one on this Albert Labelle challenge lock. So schlag keyways are I actually do like these. They are a lot of fun to pick, but if you try and use 25 thousandths and try and pick from the bottom, this chunk of warding just here likes to push your pick off to the side and into this little square piece right here. And then you go, okay, so I'll pick from this little lip, come on camera, cooperate, just here. So you try and pick from there and try not to knock your camera everywhere. So you decide to pick from there and you get a pin that's binding, and your pick always ends up sliding down into that gutter, right down the bottom, and again pushing your pick off to the side. So a shotgun works absolutely fantastic for these, and all you're pretty much doing is taking this bottom of the keyway just here and you're lifting it up a tiny amount. So now the bottom of your keyway is just here, and you can pick off it. You have a nice smooth surface to pick off, and it stops your pick from falling all the way down to the bottom and getting caught. So little shotgun slides in to the bottom of the keyway, which has now lifted the bottom of the keyway up to here, and I have a nice smooth surface to pick off, and as you can see, my pick does not get stuck at all or falls down in the gutter. So how do we make these? Well, all of these start off as this. So this is a old spare Arrow Asa Alloy key. I don't have any locks for it at the moment, even though it's got some pretty nice bitting to it. But as you can see, I've pretty much marked on here what will be left. So you end up removing 99% of your key, so that all you have left is a little stump down the bottom here. So you've got something to grip onto, like that. Come on camera. There, so you got something to grab onto. And this very bottom ledge. So we need to remove everything right down to this little bit of a ledge just here. And the good thing about these keys, they do have a bit of a Z marking to them, so it's pretty easy to see where to go down to, because there's a very nice defined line. So pretty much on this side as well, all that'll be left is this little channel down the bottom just here, like that. So you pretty much just got this tiny little sliver of a piece of key left. So let's head out into the shop and we'll go through how I take all this off, 99% of this key off, and how I finish this off and get it all set and ready to go into a schlag lock. So let's head out there and see how we go. And it's absolutely freezing, so I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. Got my key ready to go, and my vise from inside. Now, to make this go a little bit quicker, I'm going to stop and pause as I go through this. But first thing I'm going to do is take my key, and with my hacksaw I'm going to cut the key straight down, pretty much this line just here. Cut that straight down and take this bit off that we don't need. So let me get locked up in the vise and I'll start cutting away. just gonna lock this into the vise. Plus it stinks of petrol in here at the moment. Grab me hacksaw. And let me just move this camera for a second. It's too far away. Alright, so I've got it in the vise, ready to go. So I'm just going to start cutting pretty much. I'm going to cut from where the key ends, just there, so I can use that as a guide to cut straight down and take this big end off. So just take my time. Yep, got a good blade on here. Just making a mark so I can get me saw lined up into it. Like that, so I've got my starting cut, and now I'm just going to keep following that straight down and cut through. So I'll pause the camera, cut that bit off, and we'll come back. Okay, so I have cut through it. As you can see, take that end piece off. Don't need that anymore. And what we end up with is our small bit, just the end here. Now I've got to take all this top piece off, and if you're like me and you're a little bit impatient, you can hand file all this. I will finish it off with a hand file, but to do a majority of the work I'm going to go over to the bench grinder. So I'll get that all set up and ready to go, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so over at the bench grinder I have the really coarse wheel on the left, but I'm going to use the finer wheel on the right. And if you're wearing headphones, now would be a good time to turn the volume down because it will get pretty loud. I'm going to use a pair of pliers to help just hold the key so I can grind it off. And I'm not going to go all the way down to where I want it to straight away. I'm just going to take off a majority of this bigger stuff all up the top where all the bedding is. So it'll be a bit quicker. But just take your time, you don't want to go taking off too much material, so I'm going to flick the grinder on. Going to hold my key with my pliers and just slightly and it will get pretty hot, so best thing, got some water here, I've been doing some sanding, just cool the key down a bit. It will get pretty hot on your hands. Alright, so I'll pause this, keep grinding, and we'll come back. Okay, so as you can see, I have ground off most of the key. So it's almost like a shotgun, but way too big for what we want. We want to go down quite a bit more, but I don't really want to go grinding it too much. So we'll get this set up and we'll switch over to how I finish these off. So I'll pause it and we'll come back, all set up, ready to go. Okay, so I've got it locked in the vise, nice and level. As you can see, I can see exactly where I want to go down to, which is that bottom ledge just here under the cutout. And once it's in the vise, it's locked in nice and sturdy, it's not going to go anywhere at all. I'm going to take a flat file and I'm just going to file straight across and keep filing until I go down to the level that I want. So let me file away at this and we'll come back and have a look at it once all the filing's done. Okay, so I've filed it all down, but as you can see there's a little bit of a lip on the top just here. So when you file, it does push some of the metal down, and sometimes you can just pull it off a bit, and other times you just need to knock that off. So for me, I just use the file and just try and remove some of that excess. As you can kind of see, it's just sitting on there. It comes off quite easily along that edge there. So I'm just going to knock that bit off and we'll come back and I'll show you how to finish it up. Okay, so I've pretty much taken everything off and just want to make sure that this is level. So still a little bit higher in the back section just here compared to the front. So I'm just going to knock that back down a little bit because you want this pretty much even all the way through. The straighter this is, the better. So just need to knock down this back bit a little bit more and round that off. I prefer to have a round end on it. So round it off a little bit, and I just need to take a little bit more off this back section. So I'll quickly do that and we'll come back and I'll show you how I clean all these up. Okay, so I've now evened it out a bit more and I've put a little bit of a slant on the back section here, which I prefer that way. If I need to set a high pin, I have a nice area so I can actually rock my pick on it. But as you can see, it still looks quite rough. So this is where I take some wet and dry sandpaper and I give the edges a bit of a quick sanding to smooth them out, and then I'll put this on the file and just smooth out and make that top section nice and smooth. So let me quickly clean this up. We'll head back inside and have a look at the finished result and see how it goes. We're back inside, and as you know, this was the original one that I made, and I can tell because it's all still got a few scratches on it from when I first made it. But this is the brand new one. So as you can see, it's nice and even, and I even cleaned up the top quite a bit with some sandpaper to make it smoother. The little scratches don't really matter that much because you don't notice them with the pick, but as long as it's nice and smooth, so the pick will glide over it quite easily. And as you can see, it is nice and finished, ready to slide into the lock just like that. So now we have a nice smooth surface and we won't fall down in that gutter to be able to pick a lock with. So they're not cheating, they're not, you know, crafty little things, and you can see it's just sticking out the back there, and I can see a serrated pin by the looks of it in Outlaw Bell's challenge lock, but they work absolutely fantastic. So always a good little tool to have on hand for Schlage locks. So quite easy to make and very, very handy to have on hand as well. So there you go, that's how you make the shotguns. Not much to it, a little bit of filing, a little bit of finishing, and a spare key, and you're all set, ready to pick. So there you go, that's this Sunday's beginner series video. And stay tuned because I will be doing the 600 subscriber giveaway very, very soon that I said about. Now that I've hit, I'm over 600 now. When I last checked, it was 627. So big thank you to all my subscribers. It really does mean a lot. And also, I have some awesome stuff to review coming in pretty soon. So, as always follow the codes, keep Locksport legal, you know. Don't go do anything stupid. Please jump down the bottom. Somewhere along here is that subscribe button. Hit that one and the notification bell right next to it. That way you can stay up to date. As soon as I upload a video, you will be one of the first to know. As you know, I try to upload 2 to 3 to 4 videos per week, depending on work and everything else that I've got going on. Don't forget to come and join us on Discord, the Extraordinary League of Pickers. Link is in the description, so come and join us on there. You will not be disappointed. Great bunch of guys and lots of information being shared around on there. Don't forget you can also find Dark Arts Lockpicking on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, where I put up post photos, what's going on in the background, all the fun stuff that happens around here pretty much. If you are looking for great equipment at very affordable and competitive prices, check out www.locksmithstoolbox.com. That's where I get all my lockpicking equipment from, and they're an absolutely awesome Australian company. It's also where I get all my review items from. If you would like to get in contact with me, you can contact... I wish I could finish this one day without stumbling over my words. If you would like to contact me, you can contact me through any of the social medias, Discord, or send us an email, darkartslockpicking@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. If you like what you see, please give a thumbs up. And until next time, cheers guys. I'm going to go and play around with these a bit more.